Good day, everybody. Brian here from quantlabsnet.com. Today is August 13, 2025. I just wanted to give folks an update with the latest that I had discovered with ChatGPT 5, which was the Interactive Brokers Gateway. I've dug into it for a good number of hours. This is using on a Windows host, Windows 11, along with Ubuntu 22, Linux, Ubuntu 22 through a WSL. So first, my experience with the gateway is really not worth pursuing. Um, I've gone down numerous rabbit holes configuring between the TWS, or really, sorry, the gateway software, the GUI software from Interactive Brokers for Linux. Plus, everything I've done is in C++. I kind of got it working, but I created a project in my Quant Leap membership. In the file share, you'll find under the Interactive Brokers a abandoned version of it, basically, because I did just that, abandon it. So the configuration is just not worth pursuing. I'm more familiar with Tutor Workstation option, so I'm going to talk about that here. Okay, so you can download both the TWS software for Linux along with the Gateway software as well. As I said, this is not high frequency trading at all because really Interactive Brokers is not really designed for that. On top of that, you will pay a lot for the commission fees. So if you're going to intend to do that, you're best off to do um, the CME direct market access with a big account, like I don't know, 250,000, 500,000 to start at. Most people don't have that. So TWS is just fine in the world of uh, Linux here, again, for Ubuntu specifically. I'm in here. Let me just show you the folder. So this again will be available on my Quant Elite Programming membership under the file share. So these are all the files. So you can download the zip file directly from Interactive Brokers with wget. I've included here a README file, and then there is some uh, instructions on how to download the testing code for both C++, Java, and Python. Obviously, I'm focusing on C++. So I got it working. A couple things here. If you take a look at um, the build or README, in here, there's a bunch of things that you need to kind of understand here. Is you have to know how to configure the TWS for development through an API using the Tutor Workstation. I'm not going to go into full detail here, but basically, you would open up the TWS. You would go to in the configuration in the classic mode, and then enable the API setting. You have to, even on Linux, you have to enable ActiveX and socket clients. And then depending upon if you're paper trading or live, you have to adjust the port for either 7497 for paper or live at 7496. Also, you have to add in the address of 127.0.0.1 as your trusted IP address. And also you want to uncheck read only API if you want to place orders. So in here, this folder, the source code will be available in the Quant Leap programming section under IBKR. So in here, this is an important part of when you're running the in one session of the WSL for Ubuntu Linux, you have to have the TWS running in the background, or you can run it using this nohup command. So if I go back here, it's probably the easiest way, but you have to do this for each time you start up TWS in your program. It's in C++ or whatever language you decide. Um, what you got to do is you got to launch the nohup, uh, and that will run it in the background. Okay. There are instructions on how to set it up as a service as well. You could do that on startup. So as your Linux boots up, the WSL boots up, it will automatically start up a service session. So that's one option. Or another way is just to run it manually and just navigate to wherever your path is for TWS. Run it, but you also have to add in here the ampersand, which means that it's going to run in the background. So in my case, what you can do here is you can just run it as is with the TWS and the ampersand. And what that will do is it will enable you to run it in a background. And as I said here, there are instructions here on how to set it up as a service as well and use the system control uh, command options of enabled TWS or start TWS and so on. Okay, so that's how to run the TWS in the background. As I said, I've got it between here and here. Okay, so it is running. It's been configured properly. All right. So knowing that, we can go back here, and now we can run. Here's the script to the shell script to basically build the shell script for the build. It can usually be with makefile or you do a make. There's different methods to do it for C++. In this case, it's using the build shell script here, and then you can see you can just go through it and figure it all out. But this is what's important if you want to get the TWS. This is a command you would run, and you would unzip it wherever you have it, and call it using that nohup command along with the TWS that I've already stated earlier. So then once you build the shell strip using the build.sh, make it, of course, you have to enable it or with chmod to make it executable, of course. Then once it's built successfully, which it should, as is from the folder when you download it from the Quant Leap Programming membership, then you can run it like this. And just understand, this has been generated by AI as usual. It's been generated with the Claude 4.1 originally. That's the Opus, and then I corrected through, I don't know, 5 iterations to correct it to get it to a runnable state where it actually downloads the data. Now, in my case, you can run this with TWS and paper trading mode. In my case, right now, I'm going to show you runs in uh, the live trading. The only difference is I'm not enabling um, the order section. So this is the interface, what it will do when it prints it all out. It's going to do a lookup and download data from 3 stocks. So depending upon if your IBKR or Interactive Brokers account has a subscription for market data, usually you should pass the first test within the source code. If not, I've iterated to a point where I'll download historical data. So here is the running of the program. So here we're running it right here. Okay. So we run in the build IBKR demo, and then we have some notes here that are generated by the AI as part of the program. Here, it does connect into the TWS. So again, this is really important to pay attention to. So I'm using live trading with the TWS. You can use paper trading if you want. Um, and as I said, this latest version I iterated to handles the subscriptioners more gracefully. Historical data is available even without subscription. So the first test it will go through is trying to use the subscription to test to download the market data. Okay. And then if not, it will use another fallback uh, call to the TWS to download the data. And this is real market data in live trading mode. So in here, we are connecting into port 7497, which is live trading. You can see here, here's all the connection data, the prettied ups version of all the farm data on the Interactive Broker servers. Here it's trying to download data for Apple, Microsoft, I believe Google as well. So we'll say there is no subscription for this, which is the truth, but you can still download historical data. So here it's saying no data, market data received for Apple because there's no subscription. So we'll cancel that. And then it will do the same thing for all the other stocks like Tesla, Microsoft. And it goes back and it'll start to download the historical data, which is free. And it'll call that. And you can see here, it starts to download all the data. So here it's August 13th. And here you can see at these times that the open, high, low, close, and volume are correct with real-time market data. So it downloaded successfully with Apple, then it waits, then it downloads the same thing with Microsoft, same thing. And then also as part of the demo, it will also download Tesla as well right here, which is all correct. Then the end of it will ask you, do you want to do a market order test of one share with any of the stocks? And if you say yes, no, then it will do it. I haven't tested it, but it should run. But I skipped it, and that was it. So cleans up. It does. I don't know why it generates this segment fault, whatever, C++, being C++. But it's been completed. So it tried to download subscription data, market data, which my account does not have. And also it just falls back on the historical data download. So it's working in Linux, in the Ubuntu WSL version 22, and also it's working with C++. Now, also what you'll notice here is there is source code, the demo source code. For whatever reason, I couldn't get it running, and to be honest, I don't really care. All I care is about the one I just showed you. So that's pretty well it. If you want to know more, just go to the website that I run, quantlabsnet.com. And in there, you can subscribe to our newsletter to learn more stuff. But just fill in all your info, you get a free C++ ebook, which the HFT shops use for infrastructure. You can also do the same thing here to learn. And you can also get some other stuff like learning futures and options and stuff. But this is really important stuff as we move forward with live market data now on interactive brokers in Linux, but you still need a GUI enabled on the Ubuntu. There are some other options available for interactive brokers for either the Gateway, where you can run a headless version of that, and that's going to be needed for when you decide to move all the programming code along with your execution code, order execution code, to a headless version of a Linux, if it's Ubuntu or whatnot, and run it through a cloud. As usually, a cloud versions will not have any Linux desktop version, so the only real choices you'll have is either with Windows, which can lead to obviously security concerns, or a Linux version like Ubuntu, but with a headless server edition. So that's going to be the next step. Once I get there, I'll have to do that step. But right now, this can run locally on a system as is on Windows 11 with a WSL setup with pretty well any version of Ubuntu. In this case, it's mine is 22, but the current version is 25. Leave it at that. Thanks for watching and have yourselves a good day.